Hello students, so once again you all are most welcome is in the light topic, and this is the part 5 of the video series. So I hope that you all have watched the previous all the parts of it. So if you haven't watched the previous parts, so I'll suggest you please go and watch all the previous videos so that you can get the concept of the video series. So is in the part number 5 we are having these big questions. So as in today's class we are going to discuss the first one here, which is curved surface, right? So we'll be studying about the curved surface. Then we have the next big question, which is reflection of light at curved surfaces, and we are going to discuss about the concave and convex mirror. Then we have the characteristic of the concave mirror. So we'll be studying about the characteristic of the concave mirror is in the big question number 3rd. Then we have the 4th question, which is characteristic of the convex mirror. Then is in the 5 we are having image formation by spherical mirrors. Then we have characteristic of image formation. So these are the very important topic that we are going to understand is in today's class. Okay, so here on this slide, as you can see, we are having the curved surfaces, right? So first of all, we'll try to understand what are the curved surface and how it's look like. So as you can see students here, these two surfaces, one is the concave surface I have mentioned here, and the second one is the convex surface. Okay, so it is basically spherical mirrors. When we talk about the curved surface, so it is like spherical mirrors are the kind of mirrors having curved surface that are painted on one of the sides. Okay, so here as you can see, this one, which is the concave surface, is in the case of the concave surface, as you can see, the inner side, the inner lining is having a reflecting surface, whereas the outer, like this one, okay, this surface which is basically painted, meaning no light can transfer, no light can pass on this surface. Okay, so the ray of light which is incident on this surface going to reflect back by making some angles by following the law of reflection. Okay, so as you can see here, this one which is the painted one and this smooth surface, so this is the shining and smooth surface, the yellow one, which will be reflecting all the rays which will be falling on it. Okay, on the same case, as you can see here, you are having the convex surface. So isn't the convex surface, as you can see, one thing which is different from the concave surface. So isn't the case of the convex surface, as you can see, the reflecting surface which is outward, which is outward of the spherical mirror, as you can see here, but here as it is inward is in the case of the concave surface. This center one, that you can call as a center of curvature. Okay, this one you can call it, you can name it as a C here. Okay, this is we call center of curvature, and the line will passing from this center of curvature from here, that's we call principal axis basically, and this one, this distance from this, let's say this is point P, that is generally we call as a pole. Okay, so point P to point C, this distance will call as a radius of curvature or the radius. Okay, so we'll be studying is in detail students, don't worry, I'll be explaining each and everything is a very step-by-step learning method. So now you have the reflection of light at curved surface. So as you can see, you're having the reflection of light at a curved surface. Okay, so the same mirror, as you can see, this one we are going to talk about the concave surface. Okay, so this is spherical mirrors in which outward surface are painted are known as concave mirrors. So as I explained you, previous is in the back slide. So is in the case of the concave mirrors, you are having the smooth surface which is inward, whereas the outward surface will be painted. Okay, and by that surface no light can move from that surface, meaning to say no light can transfer, no ray can transfer from that surface. Okay, now you have the next one, which is reflection of light at curved surface. This is the second one basically we are talking about, that's we call convex one. Okay, the same I have explained once on the main slide. So spherical mirrors in which inward surfaces are painted. So here as you can see, you have inward surfaces are painted, whereas the outward surface, that's basically smooth surface, meaning to say that's a reflecting surface, right? So this is we call convex surface or convex mirror. Okay, Now let me show you some animations so that you can get the clear visual, clear understanding, and then after we'll be also understanding the different parts of this concave mirror here. So let me show you first of all the animation here. So as you can see, when you like put a ray of light, when you like on the torch here, as you can see the ray which will be incident at the point, let's say this point is P. So after like incident at the point P, it is like reflecting back by making some equal angle, and this is basically following the law of reflection, as you can see, whereas angle I is equal to angle R. That's we already have studied, right? And this point we'll call as center, which is center of curvature you can call, and the distance from this P to this C, or this C to this distance, you can name it, let's say AB, or any of the alphabetical name you can say it's A, it is A. So this is also A or R basically. Why we are calling, why it is like equal R and R? Because see, the concept is simple. You might have studied the circle, right? So it's nothing but it's a path of circle. Here the mirror we are getting the concave mirror, it's a part of circle. Okay, so it's a, you can take it as a arc of circle basically. Okay, so of course it is the center of the circle. Okay, so here we are having not the circle, basically it is a sphere, so a sphere must have some circle. So here C is the center, and then that's the reasons from C to A this distance is called as R, and this P to C, that distance is called as R. Okay, that's the radius of curvature, or you can simply call it as radius. Okay, this line which is passing from the pole, this P you can call, okay, and the center, this is the line which is like passing from this P and C, of course along with the R as well. This is we call principal axis. So this is the principal axis. Okay, now you have students here the concave surface. So again I'll be explaining the concave surface. So it is a hollow sphere, as you know, is a cutout as we seen is in the previous few slides. So it is like coming from the sphere only, cut into parts, and outer surface, outer part is painted. When it is outer part is painted, then it's become a mirror, right? Why? Because inner surface is very smooth, and that's having the like characteristic to transfer, to reflect back basically all the rays that's falling on it. The inner surface of the reflecting surface, this type of mirror is known as a concave mirror, as you can see is in this picture here. It's a hard surface, you can call it, it's a reflecting surface. So now you have these characteristic here is in number. These are the 4 characteristic, as you can see. So characteristic of the concave mirror. So we have the first one, light converges at a point when it is striked and reflects back from reflecting surface of the concave mirror, right? So it is the first characteristic. Hence it's also known as a converging mirror, and because of this property of it, this like characteristic, we call the concave mirror as a converging mirror. Why? Because it is like converging, it is like taking all the rays that's falling on it to a single point, to a certain point. Okay, then you have the next one, when a concave mirror is placed very close to the object, a magnified virtual image is obtained. So when you have the concave mirror and you place a concave mirror to like very close to the object, so it's like produce a very magnified and virtual image. So point to be noted, and we are going to study this thing is in detailed manner as well by the visual of it, by the ray diagram, meaning to say. However, if we increase the distance between the object and the mirror, meaning to say when you take the object away from the mirror, as you can see here, if you're taking the object away from the mirror, let's say initially it is here and now you are taking away from it, and then you are putting it here and here. So isn't doing so, the image reduces the real image to form, and the image now you will be getting that is real image, and of course inverted, right? So that's also inverted. Okay, so then you have the 4th characteristic. So image formed by the concave mirror can be small or large, can be real, virtual. So meaning is here you can get the image of all the categories, meaning it can be large, it can be small, it can be equal, it can be real, it can be virtual. It's totally depend on where you are positioning the object from the reflecting surface, meaning to say from the concave surface or the concave mirror. Okay, so here you have the convex mirror, students. Now you have the second one, we'll discuss the convex mirror. So it has the same property. As you can see, this is the reflecting surface, the outward, the yellow one here, and when any of ray that's fall on it, so it is like going to reflect back by making some equal angle, which is like obeying the law of reflection, which is angle I is equal to angle R. It has the same like thing as this is optical center. At this time, optical center will be again when we talk about the center, so it's always spherical center, right? For the case of concave, it will be inward. For the case of like convex surface, it will be, of course, it will be towards the curved surface only. Okay, so it is basically the reflecting surface is opposite of the optical center. You can like think like this way. Okay, and from the distance, this is, you can take it as a P. So C to P, this is the radius of curvature. Okay, so it is like same as the principal axis and the radius of curvature and center. Okay, so now we have the characteristic of the convex mirror as well. So as you can see, this is the convex mirror, hard surface reflecting surface. It is outward. If we cut part of the hollow sphere, again it's the part of sphere, you can say, is painted from inside, then its outward surface become reflecting surface, right? So it is painted, it's like been painted from the inside, and its outside surface is reflecting surface. The kind of mirror is known as a convex mirror. So here you have the few characteristics. So characteristic of the convex mirror. So the first one, a convex mirror is also known as a diverging mirror. Okay, it is what we call, it is diverging mirror, meaning all the lights falling on it's like it's going to diverge the ray. As a mirror diverges light when they strike on its reflecting surface. Okay, and the second one is a virtual, erect and diminished image are always formed with the convex mirror. So this is a very important point, you should like note it. Okay, so here it is with the case of like convex mirror, you are going to get the image which is virtual every time, erect and diminished. Okay, this is the one of the very important characteristic of the convex mirror, and with the help of this characteristic we use this convex mirror is in the vehicle for the rear view purpose. Okay, because it's cover the broad area as well, and it's always produce the erect image and virtual and very diminished image, so we can cover the broad area. Okay, for the rear view purpose we use this mirror. So irrespective of the distance between the object and the mirror, so there is like no what we call, whatever the distance from the object and mirror, so that's not the reason here. So whatever the distance is there, but every time we are going to get the virtual, erect and diminished images. Okay, now students, because we should know the laws of reflection, which we already have previously studied is in the last class, but still it is required, so that's the reason I'm going to discuss in a short while. So laws of reflection, as you can see, the laws of reflection states that it has two laws, as you all know, that incident ray and reflected ray and the normal all lie in the same plane. That's, you can see here the incident ray, if I'll just put it like this way, when I on the like torch, so this is we call incident ray, right? This one incident ray, and this is reflected ray. This is this one which is after incident on it surface, basically it is like reflecting back. Okay, and this normal, this one which is black dotted one, this is normal and the reflecting surface. Okay, so these all lie at the same plane. So this is the first one. Okay, and the second law is angle of incidence is equal to angle of reflection, so angle I is equal to angle R. That's you all know. Okay, so now we have some image formation by a spherical mirror. So we have some basic guidelines for the rays falling on the concave and the convex mirror, and by using these basic guidelines we will be understanding the image formation by spherical mirrors. Okay, so the first guideline here, when the ray strikes concave or the convex mirror obliquely, at its pole it is reflected obliquely. Okay, so meaning is when the ray will strike, no matter it is like on the concave mirror or the convex mirror obliquely, so at its pole basically, so it is reflected back by making same angle, of course. Okay, here then you have when a ray parallel to the principal axis strike concave or the convex mirror, the reflected ray passes through the focus on the principal axis. So it is very important. So here the meaning is when the ray of light that is parallel with the principal axis, let's say this is the concave mirror we have, and this is the principal axis. Okay, and this is the pole. Let's say this is the pole and this is the center of curvature, and this like inner surface is that is inner surface is smooth. Basically the outer surface is coated, because it is the case of we are taking here the concave mirror, right? So inner surface is smooth, students, so don't take it rough surface, the inner one. Okay, so here this like point number 2 says if rays that's coming from the object that's parallel to the principal axis, so this is the principal axis, right? This is the principal axis. So when the ray is parallel to the principal axis, so after incident on the mirror, so it is passing from the focus. So this is the focus. So from where it will be passed, basically that point will call as the focus. This is the focus basically, and generally focus is half of the radius of curvature. So we'll be studying these thing all is in the numerical section. Okay, so I hope that this point been clear to you all. And now we have the third one. When a ray passing through the focus strikes concave or the convex mirror, the reflected ray will pass parallel to the principal axis. So basically the third statement, or the third basically point, is the inverse of the second only. So here they are mentioning if any ray which is passing from the focus, let's say any ray that's passing from here, okay, I'm just inverting it. So after passing from focus and after incident on this mirror, it is like going to be parallel and with the principal axis. Okay, as you can see here, I'm going to show you each and everything is in the 2D animation form, so that you can clearly get the visual of it and understand the concept. Okay, now you have the fourth one. A ray passing through the center of curvature of the spherical mirror will retrace its path by after reflection. Okay, so it's like simple. A ray passing through the center of curvature. Okay, if any of rays that's passing from the center of curvature of the spherical mirror will retrace its path reflection after reflection. Okay, so now you have the characteristic of the image formation. So student, these are the characteristic of the image formation. So we are having basically 6 characteristic, okay, as I can guess. So we are going to take one by one. So this is the first characteristic, as you can see, and later on is in the next slide is in the part number 6. We are going to elaborate this characteristic is in more detail. So as you can see, we are having these one, which is we call the concave mirror, right? So this one is a concave mirror. This M and N, this is the aperture of the mirror, that's the opening of the mirror, as you can see. And this one, the line, the ray you can say, or the line you can see here, which is coming from the center and the focus, and of course that is aligned with the P. This is we call principal axis. Okay, so this AB is the object that's placed at infinity here. Okay, so any ray which is coming from the object and which is parallel to the principal axis, as you can see, the pink ray or the red one which is like moving here, the animated one, which is parallel to the principal axis. So what is happening here after incident on this point, it is like passing from the focus. Okay, and the same thing is happening with the B from the B point, as you can see, because we have taken here 2 rays only. Otherwise there are number of rays, there are like millions or billions of rays are passing from the object, but we here basically understanding, for the purpose of understanding, we have taken only 2 rays, right? Okay, so as you can see, these are passing from the focus, and from center we have drawn a normal which is at the incident point, and it is obeying the laws of reflection, which is angle I is equal to angle R, that you should know. Okay students, so this is the point F, which is the focus point, meaning to say here you will be getting the image that will be point size, inverted and real. Okay, so that will be studied in detailed manner is a later on next slide, and here I have mentioned, you can read it on and you can get the idea what is happening here is in this first characteristic. Okay, now you have the next one, which is the second one is students. So it is in this one, basically what we have done here, we have placed the object little nearer to the mirror, because previously is in the back slide the object placed at infinity, but now I have taken the object that is placed behind the center of curvature. So this is the center of curvature, right? If this is the center of curvature, so this distance must be the radius of curvature, that you should know, that's we already have studied, right? And this is the focus point, which is half of the radius of curvature, as you can see by geometric. Okay, so when you place this object that's AB, that's close to the C, or you can say behind C. So there are 2 rays we have drawn here. One is parallel with the principal axis, okay, and that is passing back, that's going back from the focus, and other one which is passing from the like center of curvature. So it is by making same angle, it is reverting back, it's like reflecting back here. And as in this way we are having the image formation, which is b dash a dash, that's a image. This is real, inverted, and it is small in size, basically smaller, not diminished, but yeah, it is smaller than the object basically. Okay, so is in this way, student, this is the third one we have. Is in this case what we have done here, we have taken the object now at the center here, meaning to say on the center of curvature only, and at this time it is again following the same laws of reflection. One is parallel to the principal axis, which is coming back, which is passing from the focus. Other is like going from the focus, which is going from the focus, basically that is basically parallel with the principal, as you can see here. Okay, so by obeying this law, as you can see, these rays are like meeting at this point, this a dash, and is in this way we are getting the image which is equal in size, which is AB, that's B dash A dash, equal in size, inverted and real. So this is the third case. I hope that you all understood very well. Now we have the fourth case here, the fourth characteristic, when the object is placed in between the center of curvature and the focus, right? So is in this case what we have done here, we have taken the object now nearer or closer to the optical you can say focus, or you can say towards the pole. Basically is in every single step what we are doing, every single time we are taking the object near to the mirror only. Okay, near to the reflecting surface, you can say. Okay, so now we have taken the object which is AB at a point that is between C and F, optical that is basically center of curvature, and the that's we call focus. Okay, so there are two rays, as you can see. One is like going making some angle, which is aligned with the center of curvature. So it is like after like reflection, it is like passing from here center of curvature only, as you can see. And one is which is parallel to the principal axis after incident on the point D, as you can see, it is like moving, it is passing from the focus. As we all know the principle of the rays like principle. Okay, so by obeying the laws of reflection, it is like moving, isn't that way? Okay, and after that, after like the reflection, we are getting these two rays are meeting at a point, that's A dash, and here we are getting the image which is B dash A dash. But students, at this time we are getting little enlarged image from the object. Okay, so this is the first case is in which we are getting the enlarged image of the object, which is B dash A dash, but again it is inverted and real image. Okay, so I hope that this is also clear to you. Now we have the fifth one here. So is in this fifth one, as you can see, we have taken the object now at on the focus only, basically. Okay, in the previous slide we had the object that was between the C and F, but now we have taken the object that's on the focus only. So when you put the object on the focus, so there will be like two rays that is passing from, as you can see. One is like aligned with the center, that is center of curvature, you can say, and after the reflection it is like going back from the point E, it is like passing from center of curvature only. And other one which is parallel to the principal axis, and after incident after hitting this surface, reflecting surface, it is like going back from the focus. And as you can see, students, these are parallel to each other, right? So they are not meeting at all. Okay, they are not meeting, meaning to say you are not going to get the clear like visual of the image. Okay, the image is at infinity, meaning to say, but the size of image is much larger, but that is not quite like clear, but yeah, that is larger, that's very larger and inverted, and that's we call real. Okay, so this is the fifth case. I hope this is also clear to you. Now we have the sixth one. So now at this time we have taken the object that's between focus and this pole. Okay, so after taking this object between focus and pole, as you can see, one of the very important thing that's been changed from the previous all the cases. So is in this case you are getting the image formation which is behind the mirror. Okay, or you can say it is yeah, it is basically behind the mirror, as you can say. Okay, and it is at this time virtual, not real. It is virtual, and it is erect. One thing is changed, it's erect as well, meaning to say it is same as image object, right? So here we are having A and B, and we are having A dash, B dash, that's the image, but it is enlarged. So it is enlarged, virtual and erect. Okay, how we are getting the image? Basically, as you can see, the rays, the actual rays, as you can see, that's are diverging. Okay, and that's not meeting at all, is in the reflecting side of the mirror. But when you take back to these like rays, you are going to get the virtual image at a point A, that is A dash B dash. Okay, so the ray that's like passing from the point A, the object one, which is after the reflection, it is like aligned with the center, so it is like going back, it is like from the center, and the ray which is incident on the pole, it is by making some angle, that's angle I is equal to angle R, it is again like going back, and as you can see, these are not meeting at all, they are diverging. Okay, so as in this case, students, you are getting the virtual, enlarged, and that's we call erect image. Okay, so that's all of the today's class, students. I hope that you enjoyed this characteristic of image and this light topic, and as in the next one we are going to understand these all characteristic is in detailed manner, and its other like nature, its magnification and all that thing we'll be studying in the next class. So please stay with us. Thank you so much. Take care.